All right, my friends, it's the Ozman with you, and I'm on another ride here in the beautiful city of Topanga. We're meeting up with our friends, and let me tell you, we're here in the Valley. For those people who don't live in Los Angeles, you know, there used to be a song called Valley Girl. Who was the singer? I can't remember his name. Oh, Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa. And he sang about Valley Girl, you know, for sure, for sure. I can't remember how the song goes. She's a Valley Girl, and there is no cure, I think. Anyway, we're heading up to Ventura, so come join the party. All right, here's like the crew. It's a pretty decent sized crew. It's a little cold here today in the Valley in Topanga, Los Angeles, but I think it's going to be a party ride, my friends, party ride. All right, so I'm here, and as I say, in Topanga, Valley Girl territory, waiting to use the restroom. And, you know, we'll see how the ride goes. It's very cold here today, so I'm going to have to put on, I just wore my t-shirt, but I'm going to have to put on a sweatshirt or something. But it should be a party ride, so I'll try to show you guys the sights. We're heading through the rock store up in Malibu and then heading to Ventura. So why don't you join me, and let's, you know, I should get a stick like this, it's kind of cool. Why don't you join me, and we'll make the magic happen. Oh, and of course, for those boot lovers out there, of course I'm wearing the mighty West Coast. That was my friend Jim coming out of the restroom there looking at me like, what are you doing, dude? I had to tell him, hey, I'm recording for the YouTube channel. Come on, give me a break. He's like, okay, man, whatever. You do you. You do you. That's his favorite saying.
I either want to go with the hand falling.
All right, here we go. Have to put my hoodie on. We're about to head out. Yeah. We're going to Malibu right now, so let's enjoy the magic. All right, my friends, so as you can see, I'm cruising on down the highway here. We're heading up towards the rock store in Malibu, and then eventually going up to Ventura. But I wanted to take this little portion of the video to actually talk about leather jackets. If you don't mind. If you don't mind taking a detour while we ride down the highway here. As you guys know who watch my channel on the regular, I recently bought a Schott Perfecto, well, P613S, Perfecto 6313S leather jacket. And, you know, I made a whole video about, you know, leather jackets and Langlets and all this, Yves Saint Laurent, all these leather jackets. So during the Christmas holiday here, I've been out, you know, buying Christmas presents like, you know, like everybody else. And I came across some leather jackets and I was like, wait a second here, that were being sold at Macy's and what's that one, Nordstrom's. And these jackets look, you know, they were okay looking, but they were, you know, the quality was, you know, questionable. They didn't look. I didn't look to see where they were made, what country they were made in. But something's telling me, you know, it's somewhere in Asia, probably China. But the prices for these jackets were quite high. So let's take a look at this very first one right here. Okay, so take a look at this jacket. I saw this at, if memory serves me right, I think I saw this at Nordstrom's. Yeah, Nordstrom's. So this is a Cora jacket. And they want $699 for this puppy, plus tax, of course. And I just want to point out that this jacket looks a lot like a Schott retro jacket that's going for $950. So basically, if you're willing to pay $251 more, you can have a Schott, you know, a Schott leather jacket, good quality, high quality, amazing jacket that's going to last forever. Or you can buy that Cora jacket for $699, and good luck. I don't even know how long that's going to last. Then I went to Macy's, and I saw this other jacket, which I never even heard of this thing. It's called Mode 1. And yeah, it's pretty cheap. And believe me, I touched it. The quality is Yeah, the quality ain't much to write home about. Matter of fact, I don't even think it's really real leather. But anyway, they wanted $139 for that puppy, and what was it, 58 cents or something like that? You can get a Milwaukee leather jacket right now on Amazon for about $150. So just a little bit more than this, and it's a better jacket. So anyway, I'm just throwing that out because it was, I went after I made this video, I did some Christmas shopping, and I'm like, hey, looking at these leather jackets, and I'm like, man, I hope people do their research when they're looking at leather jackets. So anyway, just a little leather jacket pit stop on the ride up to the rock store. All right, so headed up to the rock store. As you can see, I'm right in there. And the rock store is kind of a famous place here in Malibu. It has a long history. I think back in the early 1900s, it was a stagecoach stop. That's the early days, and then became some sort of hot springs where like famous people went to, the movie stars of the day, and the executives at all the big studios. And then somewhere in I think the 60s is when it became like a motorcycle kind of a place. Basically just because of the, bikers would take these canyons, and we're going to go up to the Snake in a little bit here, which is kind of this really tight, twisty road that they just recently reopened. They had it closed for a long time, but just opened it. So that's kind of like the brief history of the rock store. It's a pretty cool place. A lot of famous people go there or have been there. The most famous probably is Jay Leno. But Arnold Schwarzenegger's also been up there a few times. The Hulk Hogan, before he passed away, went up there a couple times. Harrison Ford, just to name a few. So it's a pretty cool spot. And even if you're not a biker, if you ever find yourself in the Malibu area, you might want to go check it out. There's also a lot of cool cars that go up there. You're going to see in this video that there's a guy with a Corvette, and I talked to him a little bit. So it's a very cool spot. So if you get a chance, you're ever in Los Angeles, Malibu, definitely check out the rock store. Here at the rock store. How you doing? All the bikers. You even got a Corvette with Lamborghini doors over there. A Corvette Countach. I see it's Corvette day here.
Apparently. Car day.
We got a Corvette over here with some Lamborghini doors. Nice looking vet.
Thanks, man.
You have any issues with overheating though? I've heard sometimes these Corvettes can overheat easily.
Only if you don't take care of it. Mine used to overheat, and then I took it to Corvette and had it serviced, and now it doesn't overheat anymore.
And the only other thing, because I was looking into a vet like this once, the only other thing I've heard kind of negative is the torque tube. They say that sometimes the torque tube goes bad, and that costs a pretty pain to fix.
Yeah, I mean, I have a warranty for it. I would suggest getting a warranty for any nice car like this, and cover yourself. I've actually had to put an engine in it.
Oh, really? So this is a new engine here?
New engine.
Oh, wow.
New transmission, new clutch. Well, new clutch, not transmission. It's a manual.
What year is this?
2014. First
Oh,
year of the
2014.
C7.
Well, it's a beautiful car, man. Very beautiful. There's something magical about a Corvette.
There is, man. It's that sound and the lightness.
Yes, yes. Oh, we can take a picture? Oh, you weren't sure you were going to come?
Walking the dog. Another bike. I sold them with the bike so that they'd buy it.
All right, here we go again. We're riding the Snake. All right, so heading up to the Snake, that's like a 2-mile part of the road here that they just recently opened up. But before I get into the whole Snake thing, I did want to comment on the Corvette. So I've been eyeing Corvettes. If you saw my video a while back, CarMax Corvette, I was thinking about buying a Corvette at one time, but I never pulled the trigger on that puppy. However, I went to the Los Angeles Auto Show this year, and it looks like Corvette Chevrolet is about to release the C9 Corvette. And a friend of mine who's also thinking about buying a Corvette, he has way more money than me. He could easily afford one, but I don't know. For some reason, he's also not willing to pull the trigger. But he was telling me, "Oh, do you think I should buy a Corvette right now or buy it the next model?" And I said, "Well, you know, the C9 is supposed to be coming out pretty soon, but I think it's going to go for like $100,000 or something like that. You know, a Corvette is not the working man car anymore." But anyway, here's a little video. I'm going to stick in this little video right here where I went to the auto show, and supposedly this is the prototype for the new Corvette C9. All right, here it is, my friends, the C9 prototype Corvette. So if you're thinking, hey, you're in the market for a Corvette, maybe looking at the C7, the C8, and you're thinking, should I pull the trigger on those puppies? You might want to hold out for this puppy right here, the C9 prototype. Now, I don't know if the actual car, the actual Corvette, when they make it, will look like this, but, you know, it'll probably look something like this. So, you know, just save your pennies. I'm sure it's going to be like $100,000, but hey, you know, you want to drive a Corvette or not? All right, so we're going up the Snake, a 2-mile piece of road that everyone nicknames the Snake because it's very twisty, as you can see here as I'm going up the hill. They actually had it shut down since 2018. There was a fire around Malibu at that time, so it melted all the guardrails, and anyway, they couldn't open it up. And then 2019, there was heavy storms and flooding. You know, this year we had the big fires, so only now in December have they finally been able to open it. So, you know, it's kind of a hot spot for motorcycles and bicycles, and of course, you know, people who like to drive their Corvette or their Porsche or their Ferrari or their Toyota Prius. But anyway, the Snake, it's always a fun ride. Okay, that was the world famous Snake, Mulholland Snake. They just recently opened it up. It was closed for a long time. Anyway, we're moving along again. But Natalie should know where.
Either that or I can go fetch them. Well, hopefully they didn't turn. This is my neighborhood. I know all the way. I'm fairly comfortable.
I don't know. I don't hear any motorcycles. I just hear some ELO music going on over there. He was killing them. Somebody was trying to make a left-hand turn in front of the bikers, and they were like kind of ticked off. Anyway, we're in Ventura. We lost some of our fellow riders, but we're gonna grab some lunch. So this is the harbor out here in the beautiful city of Ventura. I guess one of the Fisherman Wharf area. Anyway, we're gonna grab some lunch. All right, we're heading out. We just had some food, but everybody's rushing to get to their bikes because they're giving tickets out. We don't want to get a parking ticket. So anyway, we're gonna head back on the road. So let's see how it goes heading back home. All right, my friends, it was a hell of a ride, but I'm back home. Yeah, it was a good ride. A little cold today, but it is what it is. Anyway, until the next video, my friends, ride like the wind, don't let that wind ride you, and I'll see you in the next one.